Welcome back to Coach's Corner this week as we hit the halfway point of the high school football season. It's week 5, and Ponca City gets back to Sullivan Stadium this week against the Bartlesville Bruins. Rob Fryer, head football coach, is our guest. The Cats are 1-3, 0-1 in district play. Hard to believe, halfway through the high school football season.
It will be. I mean, after Friday night, it'll be that 5th ball game. It'll be halfway done. So, that's what we try to keep them. Tell those seniors that you better get after it because it'll be done before you know it, and they just sit there and look at you. But it's what happens every year, and they go, "God, Coach, I didn't realize it was going to go this fast." So it's kind of like we're lying to them or something. But yeah, it's halfway through, and we got things to do.
We do have things to do. The Wildcats, after a loss to Enid last Friday, are in a situation where they really need to get a victory, and hopefully that'll come against Bartlesville at homecoming on this Friday night at Sullivan Stadium. A 52-34 loss to Enid, though, and a wild game on Friday, Coach. A lot of offensive fireworks.
A lot of offensive fireworks. We, Brent throws the ball well. We catch the thing, and we've got some protection. So, you'd think you score 30-some points, you'd be able to win the ball game. But that's the way it didn't work out that way. And their tailback was quicker than the cat. And there's some things that you can't simulate that stuff in practice because we don't have the speed that everybody else has got, and when they're playing the films we have on them, Midwest City and Guthrie, where they've got speed too, and corral him, that you just we were there, he just shifty, and we couldn't catch him, and they kept the ball out of our hands there for a while, and that number 2, the Foot kid, he's a heck of an athlete. I mean I talked to him after the ball game and congratulated him, and he was one of the cats that in basketball last year did 180 dunk so I mean the kid's an athlete.
I think he's a move-in too, Rob.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I think so. I think he was too. So, yeah. But it's just one of those games, and again, I mean we didn't get the W, but we're gonna have to regroup and get after it again.
Well, there were 80-something points and 1,000 yards of offense. In fact, I think 1,100 yards of offense, but you knew going into that game, even though Enid hadn't won a game, you knew going into that game that it was going to be an awful difficult challenge for our team.
Correct. I mean, and I kept saying that. Everybody said, "Oh, they're 0-3," but well, no, that does. It's who they played, and it was a heck of a high school football game for fans to watch and to listen to, and it's one of those deals that we didn't come out on top, but we did some good things, and we're going to dwell on those good things and try to get the bad things out of our system, so to speak, and we'll just try to get after Bruins, who that's a problem this week. They do some things that we haven't seen for a while, so we're going to have to be fundamentally sound.
Now, the Wildcats scored 34 points, had another record-setting night, passing the football, catching the football, and we always emphasize that, but boy, your offensive line played good too, Coach.
They did. They played well, and there were times that we just went haywire, and like I keep saying, anytime that we just miss up, it's under a microscope. It's big for us. So we've got to be able to keep going. There for a while, they just had a 2-man rush and dropping basically 9, and they got in. I don't know how that happens, but it did, and it's just one of those. They just went brain dead there for a little bit, and we got that adjusted and taken care of over on the sideline, and but it was. I mean, it was a great offensive game. It was a great high school game to watch, but both sides, and it was exciting.
If you do this long enough too, and I make this comment because I know you want to get better on defense, but some nights when you show up and both teams explode offensively, there's such momentum that defenses are almost at the mercy of the other team, hoping they drop a pass or fumble a snap. Or I think it was one of those nights where neither defense could stop the other team. The offenses were just that good and that hot.
And that's what happens. I mean, you sit over there as a defensive guy, and we're pulling what here we got left out because we're hoping for that interception, we're hoping for that tip pass, we're hoping for the muff snap, and all that stuff. We're not saying, okay, this time, by gosh, we're going to bow our neck and get after it and stop them. But and that's what happens nowadays with all these offenses, and they come out spread out and dropping it here, dropping it there, and going deep, and there are just so many good quarterbacks, and there are just so many good athletes out there. I mean, that's the bottom line, and it's a scary situation for defensive people, and you see it on Saturdays, you see it on Sundays, And you know, it's fun for the fans, but as a defensive coach, it just drives you nuts.
Well, this is the same defense that held Shawnee to 150 yards and 6 points the week before. So, you know, you can play some defense, but some of these teams, boy, they are very, very talented. And I imagine you're going to give me the same spiel about Bartlesville. They're 1-3, but it'll be a tough game on Friday.
It will be. You know, it's going to be. I mean, because they line up, and you know, where we've seen one back, no back, quads, and everything else that imaginable, they're going to line up more so in the old fundamental football offense, and they're going to have two back and go twins and pro, and two tight and one flanker, and they're going to try to run the veer option and all that, which you don't see every week, and then boom, you see it one week. We've got to work on that, and we've got to be fundamentally sound. You know, this person's got to dive. These people got the quarterback. These people got to pitch. So, you know, it's going to be fundamental football back to it. We're going to have to start controlling gaps. We've got to find some way, somehow, to, you know, put some pressure on the quarterback. So if we can do that, we're going to be in good shape, because, you know, their passing game is not just like we've seen, and, you know, but they like to run the ball, and they got two big old backs that can run it, and the quarterback doesn't like to keep it on the option. He's either going to give it to the fullback or he's going to pitch it. But, you know, if we can stop the run, then we got them.
Well, they're 1-3. Ponca's 1-3. Very similar schedule. We both have beat Shawnee. Then I think both Bartlesville and Ponca would agree we've lost to three pretty darn good football teams. So, you know, they kind of mirror each other. But one thing's for sure, you got a home game. It's homecoming. We're into the district season. This is a very important game for the Ponca City Wildcats.
You betcha, and you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, it's homecoming week, and it's, you know, it's all about the kids and the business that we're in, and you know, we got to have some leadership from the school all week long, and there's things going on all week, you know, up there every day. You know, the teachers do a great job with that. Mrs. Easley gets things corrugated, and you know, Mrs. White does the homecoming parade, which starts at 6 o'clock on Thursday evening, and we've got junior high games Thursday evening, also 8th and 9th grade. And but you know, it's homecoming. We got to get fired up, and I guarantee you that the dances after the homecoming victory are a whole lot better than they are after a loss.
Absolutely, a lot of activities going on with homecoming and the high school football game. But again, we've only been home one time. We're talking about the halfway point of the season. We've made one appearance at Sullivan Stadium. The good news is 4 district games on our home field.
Right.
So, you know, you may not be able to take advantage of all those, but you can darn sure control your destiny in this one right here.
Right. I mean, we've got to come out of this thing 1-1, and you know, we're going to have a good week of practice. Already got the practice schedule set up, so you know, we're going to try to do that. There's things we can do, you know, offensively. There's things we can't do, and then vice versa on defense. So, you know, we're going to have to, you know, have a great week of practice, get our minds just mentally right, bring our A game Monday, and there's, you know, with the homecoming stuff, there's a lot of distractions, but it's good distractions. I mean, it's how these kids, I mean, this is what it's all about. It's, you know, having a great time at school and doing all that, and then the parade. But, you know, we've got to take care of business Friday night, Phil, and, you know, that's the whole problem. That's the whole, you know, what we want to do, and we want to go out and beat the Bruins.
They had 4 real good years of football, Bartlesville did. They lost a lot of kids. We owe the little Cubbies a payback, don't we, Coach?
We do. We really do. And, you know, they got a brand new coach over there, Coach McKee, and you know, he's been their defense coordinator for the past 3 or 4 years that I know of. And so, you know, things are a little different there. But, you know, we do owe them some payback. I mean, it's time for the Wildcats to get a W on this side of the game with Bartlesville. So, you know, we'll you know, go out there and have a clean ball game and come out with a W.
Ponca Bartlesville, it's a great rivalry, and the little Cubbies will come over on Friday night. We'll see if the old Wildcats can hang one on them on Friday night. Hope to see you at Sullivan Stadium. Coach, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Well,
Ponca City football, 7:30 on Friday night against Bartlesville. For Coach Fry, Phil Turney, have a great week.